Welcome to Sponsorship Mode. This episode is sponsored and brought to you by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. It is actually how we make our podcasts here on Panic at the Podcast. So let me explain real quick to you guys what Anchor is exactly. It's free, for one, always great. There's creation tools in the app itself that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more places. Seriously, guys, it is so easy to use and very user-friendly. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership while using Anchor. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So feel free to go and download the free app Anchor or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM to get started. Thank you again, Anchor, for sponsoring this podcast.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Megan.
And I'm Michaela. And it's time
to panic at the podcast.
So,
Woo, woo, woo.
how's it going this week, Megan?
It's going pretty good. Danny and I are at 1 week of eating clean. So that's been a little bit of a struggle. I don't know if I told you, we're like eating super like clean right now, just trying to like get back on track. We don't know exactly where it's going to end up. And this is like really short term, like what we're doing right now, because it's like super strict. But it's going to lead into something less strict, hopefully.
What are y'all
more
doing?
This is just more. We're like, you know, things that you can get naturally. So like fruits and vegetables and meat.
Sure.
Yep, that's about it.
And they're like a whole food diet, basically.
Yeah, just like temporarily, because we know this is not sustainable for us, but we do also know like we have kind of like addictions to sugar and like things like that. We've been gluten-free for however many months it's been since May. So from May to October, we've been gluten-free for the most part, with like some, you know, like, oh, we're going out for pizza, we're gonna, you know, enjoy that, but like after that we're gonna be clean, you know. So but that's pretty rare. But other than that, like, it's super clean. We're enjoying it. I think it's hard, mostly with like snacks. It's like, what do we eat? Because I'm a little sick of carrots, you know.
Ew, carrots are disgusting. You should have fruit.
You hate carrots. I forgot about that. You choke on them all the time.
I hate them so much.
I've been eating carrots, apples, cranberry, like dried cranberries. We've got nuts. Trying to think of what else. Lots of water. The thing, Danny's right here, so I'm going to ask her a question. Would you say that the hardest part of this is like only having water to drink? No, she says that there's something else that's harder. For me, the hardest part has been only having water to drink.
Are you at least allowed to do like put stuff in your water, or it's literally just plain water?
Tea bags. We could put those in there. I'm having a lot of tea. I even am like cutting out coffee for the most part because I haven't been sleeping very good. So I'm having like matcha lattes because I was doing some research on how like it's a better form of caffeine to consume than coffee.
Matcha's so good.
It really is. So I'm having tea. And then I put like a little bit of like stevia in there, just like the tiniest little bit. So, yeah.
So it's your replacement for coffee.
Yeah. And just like something else to drink is like tea. I got a new tea that's really good. So,
nice.
It's been fun. So, other than that, I'm trying to think of what else is new. We went to an antique store today with Danny, a couple of people from Danny's family, her sister and her grandma. It was really fun. I'd say it's probably like the better part of my weekend. It's been like a busy one, but
yeah,
it was good. So
there's something really
how
fun
about you,
about
Michaela? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, this weekend I really spent my entire weekend like preparing for a class. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that, but a very loud truck just passed. Apologize
I
for
wondered
that.
what that was.
Yeah. So we're wrapping up for finals and stuff like that, and so I had to cook a 3-course meal for my final. So I went to like the farmers markets and so like the Cajun fresh market and got all kind of like locally grown food, like produce and stuff. And cooked a 3-course Italian meal from scratch yesterday. Wait, no, not yesterday. 2 days ago. Anyways, it was a day. And that's kind of what my last 3 to 4 days has been. But it has been really good. So it's pretty much what I've been up to. And then now we have another hurricane coming.
I heard about that. This one's supposed to be a little bit bigger, right?
Yeah, it's like a category 4. And it's right at us at the moment. So we'll see what happens. But
great.
Yeah. So food and hurricanes. What else is new?
Sounds like Louisiana.
Sounds like it for sure.
All right. So this week we're going to be talking about a topic that is very near and dear to at least my heart. I feel like yours as well too, Michaela. If you know us, we're your basic white bees. Not gonna say the word. You're welcome, Mom. Yeah, bees. We're cute, we have our little stripes on, and
side note.
We're either the happy ones or the ones that are,
So have you seen the picture of the chunky bee?
No.
He's chunky. Oh my goodness. He's a fat
Really?
little bee. Yeah, I'll have to send it to you later. If you're listening to this and you haven't seen the picture of the chonky bee, CHONKY, you need to go look that up right now. He's very, very, very cute.
I'm so curious now.
Yeah.
So,
but we too are chunky bees.
Yes, we are. We are. So, and being, the people that we are, we love fall. So we're going to be talking about our fall favorites. So enjoy.
Ooh.
Yay. I feel like we should have run to like Starbucks before this, except for the fact that we're recording at 7:00 at night. So
I actually just finished drinking. Oh, well, I guess it wasn't Starbucks, but it was a coffee from a coffee shop. Because I got a very large coffee yesterday, and I didn't finish it because I got the largest of sizes of a cold brew. I don't know why I thought that was a great idea. So I
because it's always a great idea.
Well, you're right, but I didn't finish it, so I kept it for today, and I just finished it a little bit ago. But very, very yummy.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Speaking of coffees, though, they have a pumpkin sweet cream cold brew at Starbucks right now for the fall.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, have you?
And it's so good.
I was going to ask if you had it. Were you the one that told me about it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was. The day that I saw that it was announced, I was actually in Alaska, and I planned a whole shopping trip around the fact that I could go drive 30 to 45 minutes away to go to the closest Starbucks from my parents' house and get that specific thing, because the sweet favorite coffee normally. And so the moment that there was a pumpkin option, I was like,
yeah,
I didn't know that this existed, but I'm excited.
Good.
So
good. So I messed up yesterday when I went to get coffee because I forgot about that at Starbucks. And I don't usually drink Starbucks. There's a local coffee place called Cece's Coffee. And I usually go there, but my mom and I went there, and I got my coffee, and then I was telling her about the tomato and mozzarella paninis at Starbucks. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go get one. So when we got there, they actually ended up not having any, but I saw the pumpkin cold brew and I was like, oh, Mom, I made a mistake. She looked at me and she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I shouldn't have gotten this coffee. I forgot about the pumpkin cream cold brew. I was like
Oh
beating myself up
man.
about
What
it.
a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would say that that's, I don't know. Okay, so my favorite coffee, like fall drink that is specifically coffee would probably be that.
Yeah.
It's just so
Definitely
good,
my current
you know?
favorite.
I was Yeah, I was never like a pumpkin spice latte kind of
Uh-uh.
person. Like I like it, but it was more of like the aesthetic that I liked about it over the like actual drink. But like I love cold brew, and the sweet cream cold brew is my
Hmm.
favorite. And then this, it's just like,
Yeah, I agree. I
okay,
also like, especially as a
yeah,
teenager, I was like, oh my gosh, a pumpkin spice latte, or that's what it was, right? Pumpkin spice latte. That sounds right.
yep,
And I would go
yep,
get that. But then I feel like I didn't really know what good coffee was at that age. Now I understand the
yeah,
flavors that I like a little bit more and like
mm,
what you can do with coffee at a coffee shop. So
yeah.
I ventured out, but I don't really like the pumpkin spice latte so much anymore. I actually couldn't tell you the last time I had one of those. It's been years.
Yeah.
But yeah, pumpkin cream or what is it called? Pumpkin sweet cream cold brew?
The, yes, I think
Something.
so. It's either that or the pumpkin cream
Yeah.
cold brew. I don't know. I've only actually had it like 3 times because I don't go to
Yeah.
Starbucks. So,
I've had it.
but it is freaking
Yeah. I think I've only
fantastic.
had it twice. But yeah, it's good stuff. We'll have again for sure.
Yeah.
Faux show. But faux
Faux show.
shizzle.
Faux shizzle my
Yes.
nizzle. All right, Snoop Dogg. Do
Yeah.
you have a favorite like fall drink that's not coffee?
Oh yeah.
Like spiced cider or you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's apple cider. You named it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hands down.
So
Hands
funny.
down. Like a hot apple
Yeah,
cider
yes.
does it.
It's so good. So funny story about that. I didn't even know that that existed until college. Yeah,
Really?
we went to a
It's because you're from Louisiana.
no, I don't know what like we have it here. It's just I don't know. It's not something that people offer you to have to drink or like will have places. I don't know. It's not very like popular, I guess. But we
Yeah.
went to this thing around. It was in the winter, so it had to have been like Christmas. Whenever I was going to college around Dallas, and we went to this place at this church, and they were doing like this. It wasn't a bazaar, but it was like an event outside. Anyway, I couldn't tell you what it was. I really don't remember. But it was fun though. We had a lot of fun, and it was really cool. But they had a booth that was doing hot chocolate and apple cider, and it was free. And I was
Mm.
like, what is that? And people, I kind of got crazy looks. And they're like, no, you have to try it. And so I tried it, and oh my gosh, I tried it, and it's like a whole new world. Like my eyes were opened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I haven't stopped thinking about apple cider since.
Yeah, it's so stinking
Hmm.
good. I grew up with family friends, the kind of the people that like we're related, but it's more friends. They're like distant cousins, but we call them family. Their grandpa at the time had like a press to make like apple juice and whatever cider or whatever, and they would make fresh pressed. They'd have like a pressing that happened every fall, and like I remember I went once, but like it's just like a part of like fall to me. Like you have to have apple cider.
Hmm.
The like fresher, the better. And it has to be warm. and like it should be a little bit cold outside because I'm from the Pacific Northwest, like Oregon and Alaska. Like we get fall,
Yeah.
and so like it's the whole like vibe for it, It's like a little crispy outside, but it's not like miserable like it gets in the winter, and like I don't know.
I miss.
And then you have your like apple cider.
Yeah, I miss having or experiencing a true fall because we don't have that here.
Yeah.
Like in the South, you don't get that, or at least not in Louisiana and Texas.
Nope.
But I definitely miss that. I remember when we were in Alaska, whenever it would get really cold, I would bulk order apple cider from Amazon. And I would go through it so fast. But oh man, so good. Now I want some. I just realized I haven't had any yet.
Good. I haven't either. And it just sounds really, really good. Like I wish that I had that right now to like drink over doing this,
Yeah, I could for sure go for that. Sitting around like a fire or something.
And I like exactly, yeah. And it doesn't have caffeine, which I think is like the thing that I love the most about it is that it can be consumed at any point during your day. It's not like I would say like I really like chai, and chai to me feels a little fall-ish if it's hot.
Yeah.
Iced chai I could drink throughout the whole year. But like it has caffeine. So like at a certain point I can't really be drinking it, because I'm old enough now that like I can't drink caffeine before I go to bed.
Wow.
I don't know. I think that's it. I'm not sleeping for some reason, and I'm just going to blame it on caffeine. But like apple cider, you can have literally at any point during your day.
You can have it all day,
and like
if you really want it.
Amazing. You can.
Well, you can't.
Just literally
only having
become
water, but
yeah. I don't know. It's apple juice and spices,
and sugar.
Shh. Be quiet. Yeah, I probably won't be having any this fall, but it's still amazing. Right now, my favorite drink is water. That's all I can have. So
I don't feel like that can be a favorite if it's all you can have. Like this is your fourth
no, it's
favorite.
not my favorite. I've never liked water. Like water is not something that I enjoy consuming. Never have, never will.
I don't get that because I actually really like water. Like a cold glass of water, like ice water. Oh, so good. So good.
I want something with like flavor to it,
Yeah.
Some substance.
No, I was going to say you can make water with substance, but you really can't. Even if you add stuff in it.
I don't want it.
It doesn't sound good. It just made me think of like the bayou water, and I was like, oh, bleh, vomit.
Yeah, I thought of like ocean water, and I was like, yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah. No, thank you. Oh my god.
So speaking of drinks, do you have a favorite like fall food?
I mean, I really like pumpkin pie. I think my broad answer would be pie, but that there's a difference between like seasonal pies and like summer pies. Like we're not out here eating banana cream pie or like a chocolate pie. I'm talking about like pumpkin pie, pumpkin cheesecake, pumpkin anything, pumpkin muffins. Have you ever had the pumpkin cream cheese muffins from Starbucks?
I have not.
Oh my gosh.
I've had their bread.
Get them a little warmed up. Okay, it's different and it's good. The pumpkin bread is like my like staple at Starbucks, but the muffins with cream cheese, you have to go in the morning because they sell out like crazy fast.
I didn't even know
they're so good
there. That's crazy.
It's only in the fall.
That makes sense.
So, but they're really good. And then apple pie.
Apple pie, like I know it's really a fall thing, but to be honest with you, I eat apple pie all year.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Apple pie is just always really good. So specifically,
like,
if you're gonna get like a fast food apple pie, because they have those, Rallies or Checkers, depending on where you live, has a really freaking good apple pies. Yeah, like really? So good, and they're like 2 for $1 or something like that. Like they're really good. But yeah, so I think pumpkin pie is obviously good, but I also don't want to be such a basic white girl that I say my favorite drink is a pumpkin drink, and then also that my favorite food is pumpkin.
Okay, yeah, but the best thing about
It's
fall is
pretty
the
nice.
pumpkins, okay?
But we can't just say all the
Okay?
pumpkin things for all of our favorite fall things because we need to be a little more diverse.
Maybe my favorite clothing item is a
My
pumpkin.
favorite transportation, a pumpkin. We're just Cinderella here.
Yes. I mean, Cinderella made it work. Why can't I?
True. Fair point.
You gonna argue
I
with
might.
Disney?
I might a little bit, but not on that point.
Okay, we
Not
can
on that one.
just
Yeah.
not on that one. Then we're
No, but
good.
I think my favorite food, man, you're onto something with the pie thing, to be honest. But I really like sweet potato pie
Right?
because it's different.
Ew,
What?
that's
No.
disgusting.
You
Ew,
know how
nope.
I feel that way about
No,
pecan
no,
pie.
no. Sweet potato pie is an abomination. I'm allergic to pecans.
I
So that's my
forget about
opinion on
that.
pecan pie.
I don't like pecans at all. So pecan pie is just a travesty in my eyes. Um,
I feel like at no point should you ever make a dessert completely out
I
of
don't think it's
nuts.
completely out of nuts, but it's definitely mostly out of nuts because they have that like weird gooey
Isn't
syrup
that
stuff that it's in. It's like a gel.
I wouldn't know 'cause
Oh, oh yeah.
I would be dead. I wouldn't
Okay,
be here
don't
right
eat
now if
it.
I had it.
But just know that you're not missing out on anything because it's disgusting anyway.
Okay. I just feel like no.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
That no. But I also feel that way about sweet
About
potato
what?
pie. So I've never had a sweet potato pie. I've never had a
Oh,
sweet
I don't
potato pie that I've
understand it
liked.
at all. One time at during well, probably around this time. It was definitely in the fall. I was at one of my friend's houses when I was a teenager, and she lived with her grandmother, and her grandmother was making like little personal, like little pies that they're not bite sized, but they're almost bite sized. Like they're a few bites big. She was making those,
Yep.
and she made like apple pie, pecan pies, um, pumpkin, and I thought that they were all pumpkin, but she had pumpkin and sweet potato. And I, at this point, had never had sweet potato
Mm.
pie. So I ate I grabbed what I thought was a pumpkin pie and I took a bite of it and it was like, this is not pumpkin, but this is amazing. And I ate like probably 6 of them. They were, they were so good.
I would have been so disappointed in that situation. Like
Yeah,
so
I
disappointed.
definitely wasn't disappointed. It was again like the apple cider situation where I just had a new discovery and I was in heaven. I was in fall heaven. It's good
Mm.
time.
Well, I mean
Yeah.
that's good.
It was a good time.
So good for you. I'm
Thanks.
happy for you.
Thanks. I would be happier for me.
Very, very thankful I was.
I would be happier for me if I had a pie to eat right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this is rude. We gotta talk about something that's not
Okay.
consumable now.
Any
So,
suggestions?
um, do you have a favorite fall movie?
Um, I don't know if I have a favorite fall movie. What define fall movie? Like, does it have to be spooky? Does it have to be Halloween? Like, what really is a fall movie?
So to me, it's things like Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas, those kind of like Halloweeny feeling. Beetlejuice to me is more of like a fall movie than like a summer movie, you know?
Okay.
James and the Giant Peach, I guess basically I'm
You're
just
talking about
listing off
Halloween
like
movies, really?
really,
Okay.
yeah. Because I feel like there's a lot of others that you could do. Um
What's your favorite?
the rest of the year, but those you
Yeah.
really can't,
Yeah.
you know? Basically I guess I'm talking about like Tim Burton movies. What Tim Burton movie are we watching for fall? all of them. Thank you very much. Mine is Nightmare
Okay.
Before Christmas, hands down. But I really like
Hocus Pocus is just a classic. I do like Hocus Pocus, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I think, oh man, it's really hard to pick, especially since I just learned what the definition of a fall movie is. But but I
Fair
think
enough.
if you're asking me right now, I would have to say Coraline.
Oh, that's a good one. I love Coraline. Coraline's one that I will watch
And it still creeps
all
me
year
out.
long, though. We used to watch Coraline a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, because yeah, no, it's a terrifying movie. I didn't actually watch it until I was an adult. Most of these I have not watched as an adult.
Oh.
Thank you, Mom, for that, because it would have been scarring
Right.
to me as a child. But I love them, and I think I love them more because I did watch them as an adult, and they're so well made.
Yeah.
Like Tim Burton is amazing, and he did Coraline.
I don't know.
didn't
That's what I was about to ask, if he did Coraline. Let me look. So I actually just looked to see whenever
pretty
it was
sure.
made, and Coraline came out in 2009. So I was like 14 when Coraline came out. So I don't think I saw it though when it first came out. I think I waited.
I didn't.
Henry Selick is the director of Coraline.
Oh, wow! I thought that
It's
was a Tim
definitely
Burton
Tim Burton
all this time. It's
Yeah.
got the vibe, yeah.
So good though, so creepy.
But yeah, I love the Corpse Bride too. I just have like when I got on IMDb to look at this and it pulled up more. The Corpse Bride, I think is
Yeah.
fantastic.
I like the Corpse Bride also. Alice in Wonderland's
Yeah.
always a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is
Yeah.
also like
Weird.
kind of fall-ish, right? Is that just me? Based on that,
I don't
okay.
think
I was
so.
gonna say, based on that, I think you disagree.
I think so. I was trying to think. I was like, have I ever watched it around that time? And I don't think that I ever did.
I don't know why I feel that way, but I for sure do.
Yeah, no.
Edward Scissorhands. Oh my goodness. Now I'm just on
No.
Google and it's just showing me all kind of different movies. It's been a
When I first watched that movie, I felt so sad the whole time. I was like, he literally just needs someone to love
He has
him.
scissors for
you know?
hands.
Like that's it.
He needs
That doesn't mean that
No,
he
that's
isn't
not what I was
deserving of
saying. I'm
love.
just saying he has scissors for hands.
Oh, I thought that's what you
No.
were. I was like, hey, no, he is completely deserving of love, even though he has scissors for hands. We have people out here, doing worse things than being,
Love.
having scissors for hands, and they are deserving of love too.
True. Very true. Sweeney Todd is a good
Yeah.
one too.
I've never
I'm
made
not
it through
surprised.
Sweeney Todd.
Because you don't like musicals.
I'm not a big fan. Not a big
Sweeney
fan.
Todd is definitely. It's not one that I can watch all the time though. Like some people really, really like die for that movie, and it's good, but I don't think it's like the best movie of the world.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with you on that one because I'm not a fan. But yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I just feel like I'm sad that I don't like it because I like who is the main character?
Yeah,
Johnny Depp. Is that right?
Carter.
I really like him as in well, because they always do everything together. They're like the trio that always does everything, But so I'm disappointed that I don't like it, but I also know like I'm not big on musicals, so it makes sense. You know what I mean? So
for sure. Okay, so what about so movies? What about like a TV show? Do you have like a fall TV show?
I don't, but I have a favorite TV show that always has its like yearly premiere in fall.
I
Is
guess
that
that
fair?
works. I
Grey's Anatomy.
freaking knew it. I knew it.
Actually, I don't even know when Grey's Anatomy is gonna like
Is
premiere
it
this
even
year.
done?
Is
I
it
thought it was
going to?
done. It's
No,
never gonna
get
end.
out of here.
They need to wrap it up.
No, stop. Danny said the same thing, and
They're
no,
just
it's
they're
no,
dragging
not
it on at this
okay.
point. It's not
Uh,
even like the same cast.
uh, there's one left.
The main
Thank you.
characters.
Yes, Meredith, and I don't see your problem. I don't see the point of the problem
So
with this. Okay,
that's a problem. It's a problem.
2-hour premiere of Grey's Anatomy, November 12th, 9/8 Central, which means that on November 13th, I can get it on Amazon. So
I already
don't know if I will,
planning
though.
out like a month in
Wait,
advance.
we'll see.
Oh, oh boy.
Dedication. How about you? Do you have
I
a
don't think I
favorite
have
one?
like a favorite TV show because truthfully, TV shows kind of just go for always. But I have like a favorite genre of show that I like to watch during the fall, which goes honestly kind of goes for book too, but
Mm.
just like mystery or like suspense or like psychological thriller kind of
Yeah,
shows.
I
Yeah.
agree with you on that one.
So lately I've been watching Bloodline on Netflix. Have you watched
Mm.
Bloodline?
I watched a little bit, but I had like a really hard time getting like into it enough to give a
I
crap,
don't know
if that
how
makes
because
sense.
oh man, it's crazy. The first season especially.
I watched like a couple
Oh
episodes.
yeah,
Really?
it's wild. It's wild. I'm literally on the last episode of the last season right now, and I don't think I'm gonna like the ending, but I think that was expected because they weren't supposed to. That wasn't supposed to be the last, like the season or the series finale. The show got canceled apparently, and so they had to kind of like they had
Oh,
to kind of do like
sad.
a quick wrap up. So those kind of endings are never satisfactory, but the show itself is really good. But yeah, definitely shows like that. What else? What other kind of shows would I typically watch in the fall? I'm trying to think of. Literally, I've just been watching Bloodline, so I'm just gonna have to leave it there. But yeah, any
Yeah.
show like that is something that I like during this time of year.
Yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Do you have like a playlist that you listen to or like specific kind of music or anything like that that you listen to more in the fall?
Not usually, but my music tastes are all over the place, all times of the year. Lately, though,
Yeah.
I have been listening to a lot of like indie folk music. So, yeah, like
Mm.
Bon Iver. I've listened to Taylor Swift's new
Mm.
album like 1,000 times this week.
Oh my
It's
gosh, I
so
love that
good.
album.
It's so good. I've had that one on
So good.
repeat.
Mm-mm.
180 South, the soundtrack for 180 South. I've had that album on repeat this week too.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anything like that, or like
Yeah.
kind of soulful, like Ray LaMontage. I'm listening to him a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
So, just like good
Yeah.
vibes, good chill, like warm
Yeah.
kind of music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree with you on that one. I have found this playlist called Calm Morning, and it's just like all like Bon Iver, a few Ed Sheeran songs, but they're all like the chill ones. Camp, who I just discovered that I really like. SYML, Where's My Love, of
Oh,
course. Hosier, you know, like just like really good, like chill um stuff. Taylor Swift, of course, her new album, not most of her albums, but that new one is just really
Yeah.
stinking good. Um
The Civil Wars, no sense of
I'm trying to
them.
think of what else. Yeah. Um just a lot of like that type of stuff. I think is what have been gravitating more towards this year. But I think like I've been going through like a self-discovery kind of thing, and I hate to call it that, but it's like, what do I
Yeah, that
actually
makes
like? And that's what I'm just like naturally gravitating
yeah,
towards.
yeah. Self-discovery makes it sound really
So
cheesy.
yeah, I know it sounds so stupid, but I don't know what else to call it. So
Reflection, or I don't know. Yeah.
that's what we're gonna go with.
It's funny that we're like both listening to that style right now, because that's not usually the case. Specifically for you, I'm actually really surprised that you're gravitating towards that.
I've always listened to like a lot. Well, I would say okay. I gotta clarify here. I always listened to a lot of 90s grunge music, like all the time. So it's like all of this stuff and then throw in some Nirvana, you
Yeah.
know? But this is what I'm gravitating towards for fall. So, but we've always had like very different music styles. I've always listened to a lot, like, I don't know. We have that's hard to say because we like a lot of the same music, but we like either different artists within that music or we just like I don't know. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to
I don't know
say.
either, because I feel like we have really
You know
similar music tastes. So I don't know. I'm not following.
really?
Yeah, to an extent, I feel like we do. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we both like okay, so we both like this is a complete tangent. But we both really
Yeah.
like alternative
Yeah.
rock. But I feel like there's different like we're on different ends of the spectrum of what we like within
Okay. Yeah.
that, you know?
I would agree with you there.
Uh yeah. So it's just kind of like while we do like the same thing, like we're usually on opposite ends of that same thing that
Okay.
we like.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's super funny
Uh,
though.
so yeah. Um
What about wait, what were we just talking about? Music, right?
music.
Is music boring?
Sorry, I'm yawning. I haven't had coffee.
Uh um so okay, so music, what about let's see. I'm trying to think of a good category. What about like well, books. I mentioned book earlier.
Literally anything psychological or murder filled or horror or I mean this is what I read
Yeah.
normally,
Yeah.
you know? So it's kind of like give me anything like spooky or like give me the stuff that's going to make it so I can't sleep at night and then I'm
I
happy,
don't
you know?
understand that logic at all. uh
Well, I don't have to sleep
oh,
alone. I'm
that's true.
married.
See,
So
if I'm scared and
like
I have to go to sleep, I'm just all by my lonesome in my room, and that's well, I mean, with the
yeah.
monsters that live under my bed, I'm sure. So,
Yeah.
but I I feel like during the fall time, it's a really good time to read fantasy. Yeah.
Really? I feel like I want to read fantasy like winter or like spring
Spring seems
even.
like the weirdest time to read fantasy. Yeah.
Really?
Because I think of it this way, and I'm not sure why. Honestly, maybe it's because in the fall is whenever school would start, and like that's whenever I would be reading a lot naturally, like, growing up.
Mm,
And I liked fantasy books, like that was my go-to genre. But fantasy books are like make believe worlds. So it's kind of like Halloween in a sense because it's made up stuff. Does that make sense?
Okay. I guess kind
You're
of.
like, no, not really, but I'll just say yeah to appease her.
No, I mean like it kind of like the logic makes sense to me, but like ew. I gotta interrupt for just a second. Danny just brought me a book and like opened it to the certain page, like one of my books. I think it was like Doctor Sleep or something like that, Stephen King. And in it was this wad of money, which makes it sound like it's a lot more money than it was, and it's $9 that was just in this book, and I have no idea
That's
when it got
really
put
weird.
there.
Did she know we were talking about books?
I wasn't using $9 as a bookmark. No, I have like a. We're about to move into our van, and so I have like a pile of things that like I'm taking this opportunity just to go through like everything that I have and like get rid of the things that I don't want and all of that kind of stuff. And so we've just got a pile of like things either to donate or to sell or for her to take over to her family or to send to my sister, like all of that kind of stuff. And she was just going through it, and she must have looked through there. But I'm glad
you're
she
$9
did.
richer.
Heck, yeah, man, I'll take it. So sorry for that side.
Y'all are doing a
tangent,
fall
but
cleaning, basically.
the heck? Yeah, pretty much get rid of all the stuff that we don't need. It's a lot easier to do when we can kind of lay everything
Yeah.
out, you know, as opposed to like in the van when it's like, okay, we have too much stuff. And This is
Right.
driving me crazy.
Yeah. No, it's always
So.
good to do that before you move. Instead of bringing all the stuff you don't need with you,
Yeah.
it's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it doesn't really help any. So, do you have a favorite like scent, like candle or like perfume thing you put in your
okay.
car?
I have a favorite scent, and it's none of those things, but it is completely fall.
Okay.
Bonfire. I
Yeah.
love
I
the
agree with you on that
smell.
one.
Like, okay, people think that's weird, like it stinks or whatever, but after, like, the smell on your clothes when you come home from a bonfire is like, oh, it's so good. I was watching a TikTok today, actually, of this guy who went to a bonfire for the first time, and he was doing a review basically of a bonfire, and because okay,
I love it.
I'll give you all the details. It was a black guy, and like his whole thing is like black people don't have bonfires or whatever. So he's like, I'm gonna go experience the white world basically, and go to this bonfire. And so when he came back, he was like, "Y'all are holding out on us. Like that was fun." And he's like, and he sniffs his clothes, and he's like, basically, but like I smell bad. I'm like, what? No, you probably smell amazing. Like you just don't understand because it's your first bonfire.
Yeah.
So
No, dude, I think bonfires are like one of the things that are like underrated in this world.
yeah.
You know, like there's so much fun.
I've been in a debate with someone this week about bonfires and how they're the best thing in the world, but this person says that they are pointless. Pointless.
Okay, but a house party is pointless too, but we're having a house party with a fire. So
and food to roast over the said fire.
it's way cooler than food to roast over, and there's like all kinds of drinks. Like you don't have to go to a bonfire and like get drunk. You can like, but you can also just go to a bonfire and like chill. You can go to a bonfire and bring whatever kind of food you want to roast. You can go to a bonfire and like literally just hang out and talk to whoever you want to. You can have a little bonfire with just you and a couple friends. You can have a big bonfire with you and the whole town. Like bonfires are like the most customizable thing
like
that you could ever make.
Also,
you know?
do
like,
you remember now I'm thinking of all the bonfires that we had, and specifically the one that we had a staff bonfire when we were working in Galena in Alaska, and we ended up like,
and we all got blisters
because we were like juggling the embers. Why was that something we did?
We were playing like literal hot potato. We all like went to breakfast the next day and we were like, how many blisters do you have on your hand? Oh my gosh, that's a big one. You know, like That
It
was
was
fun though.
really
That was a
fun.
good
I
time.
don't understand how we got there though, but yeah, super fun.
And I think the whole time we were all like, this is a horrible idea. Why are
Yeah,
we
yeah,
doing this? Pass it
yeah,
over
yeah,
here. Like
exactly, exactly. Or
it's so
or the
stupid.
time
But
it
it was
had to have
fun.
been in the fall because the northern lights ended up coming out, but we went camping and we had that fire um off to the side. Remember we ended up having to evacuate the premises because some creature was sounded like it was coming for us in the middle of the night.
Something big, dude, and it was
Yeah, it was
close.
scary. And 10 out of 10 would not recommend. We booked it out. I've never packed up camp so quickly in my entire.
Yeah, and in the middle of the night, and
But
yeah,
anyways,
it was
we
great.
had that fire and it was really fun up until we feared for our lives.
Sorry, I was yawning. Yeah, it was fun though. We had like a 1 year stint where we had
Oh
quite a
my
few
god.
bonfires, and that was mostly because a friend of ours was dating someone else that was kind of a friend of ours, and they like kind of facilitated the bonfires because he had like access to
And a
pallets and like
truck
all the things that we
and
burn
yeah.
and a truck. And so it was like possible to make happen off of like we lived on school grounds and we didn't, I mean, you don't really want to have like a bonfire and like you have to be quiet because like there's people sleeping and stuff, so we want to be able to like go away from that so we could just like enjoy
Yeah.
it, you know. And like that made it possible. And so there was like 1 year we did a lot and we'd go all over town. Like there's a couple different places where you could have them, and so that's like what we
Honestly,
would do. Like it was
that
super
year
fun.
was probably one of the most fun years. Just because we had access to
Yeah.
a car and because we that sounds so weird if you don't know the situation, but we didn't have a car
Yeah.
and so we were pretty much carless, had to rely on other people to get places across town if we needed or wanted to go across town. But anyway, we had access to a car that year and it just opened up so many things for us to do.
It really
It was a
did.
lot of fun.
It was really
Yeah,
fun.
it was a lot
It
of
really
fun.
was.
Man, good
Yeah.
times.
They were.
Oh, another thing, a good fall activity, because I think the summer is too hot and the winter was, especially in Alaska, it's too cold, but hammocking.
Mm, yeah.
Hammocking in the fall is just,
Hammocking is a great one.
yeah. Fall and spring, I think, are good hammocking activities, or hammocking season.
And in Alaska, summer is fine too, but outside of Alaska,
Well,
it's really too hot to do
I
it.
just feel like there's too many mosquitoes for the Alaska summer for hammocking. Well, at least where we were. Anyway,
Early fall is when they're the worst.
yeah.
In the like when the summer's the hottest, which is the weirdest thing to say about Alaska, is like there's not really any. So it's like that, like when you'd first come to Alaska was like when it would start to get bad. So
Gotcha.
but yeah, hammocking it's amazing and during the fall.
Yeah.
So is hiking for most parts of like the US. Alaska, you can kind of hike anytime you want to. Oregon too, in parts of Oregon. But anywhere else, like I haven't been on a hike in a while because we're in Texas right now, as you guys know, and it's just too hot. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it to cool down and be able to go hiking again.
Yeah, we don't
So
really have, well, in Louisiana, I feel like it's pretty much summer year round with the occasional
yeah,
winter day. So
yeah,
you just kind of have to suck it up and hike in the heat if you want to go hiking.
that's such a bummer.
It really is.
I love hiking.
I know, me too. I miss it, actually, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
Oh,
Do you have
I
any
don't
other
know what
things?
else there is really for like fall.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I feel like that's most of it. Like your favorite clothing item, but like mine is leggings, but I wear leggings year round, sweaters, I guess. But I don't really wear that. I mean, I live in a van. I don't have room to own a bunch of sweaters, you know?
Yeah,
So
I just like cozy things,
but I
but
like them a lot.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
I like cozy things year round though. But hoodies would
Mm-hmm.
probably have to be mine, or like just big oversized shirts with leggings. Yeah, very typical white girl, but like so cozy, so
Yes.
comfortable, and it seems to happen more in the fall
Mm-hmm.
than any other time of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that one.
So, but yeah, other than that, I
Yeah.
think that's pretty much my fall favorites. Did we talk about candles? Because I feel like candles are like a fall favorite that most people have.
Oh, I didn't talk about like my favorite scents. My favorite scents are all of the fall scents from what is it, Bed Bath and Beyond or whatever, the place you can get all the candles from. Bath and Body Works. Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, I always get those places
Uh
confused.
ew.
Every-
Until it was fall season and like they always do like a sale like at the beginning. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy my
oh,
20 candles,
can I guess
buy
which?
one, get one free.
Yeah, I
Huh?
think I know which scent would be your favorite.
There's three.
Okay, I think I
So
know two of them.
okay.
Okay, Marshmallow Fireside,
Uh-huh.
Flannel.
Yep.
What's the
And leaves.
leaves? I forgot about leaves. Yeah, you burned those a lot when we lived
Yep.
together.
I burn those a lot. And I always bought like
So
duplicates.
many.
So
Yeah,
like I would buy like I think I would buy like 6 a year, but those would last me all year and I had them burning
you
constantly.
really
So
did.
it was worth it.
Flannel is my favorite out of those
I love
for sure. I don't know. Leaves was really
so
good
good.
too, though. Yeah,
They're all like masculine a little bit, but they're not like too masculine. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I've always preferred like masculine since like, feminine. I've never been like a flowery kind of person. Um,
yeah,
but they're like perfect. Marshmallow Fireside is a little bit sweeter. Flannel is just definitely like 100% masculine, and Leaves is just like freaking fall in
yeah,
a candle
yeah,
right there.
for sure.
So
Flannel is
amazing.
definitely the most masculine out of all of them, and but to me, it was my favorite one. But I also like man scents.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, me too.
but
So
cool. Well,
yeah, yeah.
I think that wraps up
No,
this fall favorites podcast. Unless you have
I
anything.
think so. We'd love to hear what your fall favorites are. If you guys, care to share, you can find links to all of our social media down below and let us know, one of these categories. Like, what is your favorite coffee or playlist or scent or,
Activity.
come tell us. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to hear back from you guys. Until next week, stay safe and we will talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.